Welcome to The Family, a novella by Christopher Bloodworth, voiced by the author, Christopher Bloodworth. Chapter 4, Part 3. No sooner had the door slid shut than it banged back open again. Jesse looked at the stairs. Yellow must have forgotten something. It was strange how easy it was to think of Yellow and Chocolate as different people, even though Jesse knew they were the same person, just wearing different masks. "Jesse Sullivan?" a voice asked from the stairs. This voice was not soft like Yellow's. This voice was strong, firm in the way it spoke the syllables of Jesse's name. This voice spoke the way a teacher would. No, that was incorrect. Jesse watched as the legs, then hips, then torso appeared. This voice spoke the way a principal would. "I said, Jesse Sullivan?" the voice repeated as it rounded the corner and stepped into the light. The scarecrow now wore a red burlap sack over its head. It stood taller than Yellow had, and it didn't lean against anything. It stood erect. Red stood erect. Jesse just stared. How had the scarecrow changed masks so fast? Red took a single step forward and backhanded him across the face. Jesse flew back onto the bed, tasting copper where he'd bit into his cheek. "When I call your name," Red said, his hands on his hips, "you will respond in the affirmative, and with a sir." Jesse sat on the bed, rubbing his cheek. "Like now, for example," Red said. "Yes, sir," Jesse repeated back without thinking. "Good," Red nodded. "That's better. You are a quick learner, aren't you, Jesse Sullivan?" Jesse nodded, spitting out a quick "yes, sir," when Red took a step towards him. "Rules of the house," Red said, placing his hands in his pockets. It looked like an awkward movement, like it was an uncommon occurrence. "Number 1, never raise your voice. There is no reason to. No one is around that could hear you." Red paused. When Jesse said nothing, he held his hand out to Jesse and dipped his masked head. "Yes, sir," Jesse said. "Number 2, stay away from the door at the top of the stairs. As much as you would like to believe otherwise, there is nothing beyond it for you." Red paused. "Yes, sir." "Excellent. Rule number 3, do not talk to black or green. Nothing good will come from it." "Yes, sir," Jesse said. "And the final rule," Red said, lowering his voice to a whisper, "don't disturb the mannequins." "Yes, sir," Jesse said. "Excellent, young Jesse Sullivan. Have you understood all the rules?" "Yes, sir." "Good. Do you have any questions for me?" "Yes, I was wondering..." Red backhanded Jesse across the face again, knocking him onto his back. Ears ringing, Jesse tried to sit up. All the mannequin heads in the room spun around as one. "Yes, sir, is the proper answer, Jesse Sullivan," Red said. "Yes, sir," Jesse said, tasting more blood in his mouth as the room began to slow its spinning. "I was wondering where I could go to the bathroom?" Red stiffened. "Ah, well, Red cleared his throat and looked around the basement. "I will arrange something for that." Jesse nodded. "What about food?" "Food?" Red asked. He sighed and shook his head. "That will be taken care of as well. Anything else, Jesse Sullivan?" "No, sir," Jesse said. "Good," Red said as he turned to walk up the stairs. "Do remember the rules and enjoy your time here. You'll be all grown up soon." Jesse didn't answer. He just laid back on the bed and shut his eyes. The side of his face throbbed, as did the raw place on his cheek that was bleeding. The door at the top of the stairs slid open and shut. Jesse couldn't believe that they hadn't thought about food or a bathroom. Jesse paused for a moment. He was already beginning to think of the man in the scarecrow masks as different people. He was already beginning to forget that it wasn't just Chocolate that had killed his mother. The knife had been held just as much by yellow, red, black, green, and whatever other colors of masks the scarecrow had. The real question was how to escape, because that was the only thing Jesse had to live for. His stomach growled in the silence of the room, and his bladder began to feel heavy. "Shouldn't have said anything," Jesse mumbled, staring up at the ceiling. Welcome to The Family, a novella by Christopher Bloodworth, voiced by the author, Christopher Bloodworth.